Hey there YouTube, it's me T-Far Wilderness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the first of this month's Korean toy reviews. Right, today I have got a figure from a newish, well, a current toy line that's running in Korea that's started out recently. And I've got two figures from the wave one of this particular toy line, but I sort of leapfrogged one of them to get the last one, which I got last month. I know I'm trying to be cryptic here, but so going back, talking about Tobot 2023, I got Tobot X, did a review on him. He's all right, looks pretty cool, but he's got very basic articulation, which kind of lets the side down. Also, his alt mode is a bit, super deformed, chibified. It's got very squat, proportional. Design cues, even though it's a fully licensed, high Hyundai Ioniq 5 alt mode. But so I got him. And then last month, I got hold of this dude, Tobot Z, from the 2023 Tobot series. This guy's brilliant. I mean, he's got so much articulation going on, this guy. He might be big and chunky, but he's got all the moves pretty much. He's got a waist joint, he's got bicep swivels, got thigh swivels, super chunky, but he can throw some shapes. My only gripe is that he's got one of those those ugly sticky outy hinges in his alt mode, but apart from that, he's okay. His alt mode looks a lot more scaled compared to the others, because he forms a van rather than a car, and it looks a little bit more proportional than the what's it, but he's an amazing figure. He's awesome. So, Tobot X, Tobot Z. What about Tobot Y? Yes, I've been getting comments in some of my reviews saying, why haven't you done Tobot Y? I says, well, like I said, I'd heard good things about Tobot Z, and I wanted to get it before Tobot Y, so that's what I did. I sort of, like I said, I got Tobot X, leapfrogged Y, and went straight to Z. So, but I can address that situation now because I have got Tobot Y. So here's a quick look at the box. Typical, Korean Tobot boxing for the modern new 2023 range. You've got the Tobot logo up there. You've got a large plastic window. You've got a picture of the kid, Corey. Yeah, I think it's Corey. And then the car mode down here, and you've got his name. You've got the X, Y, and Z down that side. Got nice pictures of him there. Now it says it's a it's a 2023 Hyundai Avanti. Now, we will get onto that in a bit. It's got all the product information on the bottom. It's a good box. Now, something I forgot to mention in my Tobot Z review, I might have mentioned it in the Tobot X review. These guys come with a display base. So in the bottom of the package, it's in the bottom of the package. And you take it out, and it's got this cardboard display base, so you can put it on a shelf, and then you can display your figures on it. And they all come with these, and it's got Tobot Y's name on the front, and it's got like these sort of warning chevrons, and it's got some nice printed detail on there. They're pretty cool, kind of like those backdrops you get with the Studio Series 86 figures that show the backdrop to a particular scene in any particular movie that they featured in. So. Yeah, you do get these. Now, I did get one of these with Tobot Z, but I didn't get it out and show it. So I'm showing it for Tobot Y. So there's that. And here he is in his alt mode. Now, as with Tobot X, it's a officially licensed Hyundai Avanti. And now you look at it, and it's kind of nice looking car. It's got very large pinned wheels which roll extremely well. It's got nicely painted tail lights. It's got like a moulded mirror and door handles. It's got like the gas cap or the petrol cap on one side only, so that's attention to detail. It's got moulded exhausts. Then you go around the front. You got the Hyundai logo. You've got the grille, Tobot Y on the number plate, and then you've got all these paint apps around the front. It's got moulded windscreen wipers, it's got a sunroof, you know, blah blah blah. Underneath, obviously, scrunched up robot. Now, my gripe with these figures, they are licensed Hyundai alt modes, but they're not proportionately scaled to the real world vehicle. Now, as this is a Hyundai Avanti, we can go back to, turn the clock back to 2015 and look at the Hello Carbot, you know, Avanti Pron or Fron. Now, this is a 2015 Hyundai Avanti, and this is a properly scaled and proportioned scale model of the real world vehicle. This is a 1/21st scale model of the real world car, and as you can see, it's got all the proportions and all the details you'd expect. And then you compare it with this thing. They're both licensed from the same company. They're both the same model of car, even though this is the 2023 model, this is the 2015 model. They're like, you know, they're like what, 8 years apart in terms of you know manufacturing date. But yeah, yeah, this is what I don't like about, you know, the Tobot vehicles. When they do a licensed vehicle, they don't do a proper scale model of the real world vehicle. They do this chibified, this toyetic, you know, version of it that's got the scrunched up and squat proportions of a toy car rather than a model car, you know. And I mean, I bought into the Hello Carbot's, you know, toy line early on because it had the wonderful scale, you know, vehicles of the licensed vehicle mode, and I really like that. But these guys don't do that, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my main gripe with this figure, is, you know, the size and proportion of the alt mode. It's just all wrong in my mind. But if you look at it as a toy car, it's perfectly fine. It's got nice colours, it's got large wheels, it's got nice painted detail, it's got all the appointments you'd expect for in a vehicle mode, and it's decent, it's good, it's nice and solid. Like I said, it rolls extremely well. It's a great car, just not to my taste because it isn't, you know, a properly proportioned scale model of the real world vehicle. So that's enough said about the alt mode. Let's get into transformation. Now, this guy's transformation is, again, it's a Tobot figure. You know, it's fairly intuitive. It's not too bad. Now, where to start? I suppose you can start here, and then sort of pull the front of the car out. Then you get the arms. Pull the arms out. Take this this back piece out, and then I suppose you can. I'm doing this all arse about tip, by the way. Then you can fold out the legs. You've got the kneecaps. You need to bring them forwards and split the legs. Make sure to click the knees into place. Going around the back, you've got the foot, which you can pull out, and then you've got the heel that comes round. Then you just fold the wheel into the back of the shin, and then the same with the other foot. Bring it out, do the heel, and then fold that in, and then that's the legs done. Now, got this roof piece. Bring it up, twizzle it round, and then bring it up like that. Then you've got the arms. You sort of twist them round, bring them down. Then you've got these wrong way, there we go. Then you've got these panels that you fold round to the side, and you bring the thing out. So you've got the panel that folds round to the side of the arm, oh no, you've got the fist. Bring the fist out, then fold the panel round, and then just and there we go. And then bring the hood down, and there we're done. I made a right pig's ear of that transformation. I'm sorry about that. I haven't really transformed it backwards and forwards that much since I got it. Does have a lot of fiddly bits around the top, like you've got these wing pieces or you know, fender pieces that you have to fold up to form the shoulders. You've got this panel for the you know, for the grill or the hood. But yeah, there we go. Now, Tobot Y, he's quite tall and skinny. Now, proportion-wise, when you look at him compared to the other two, look at him next to X. He's quite a bit taller than X. I mean, obviously he's got these kibble pieces sticking up, but he's got quite long legs, and he's quite tall. And then you look at him compared to Z. Zed's, you know, he's butch, he's chunky, he's, you know, he's like a beefcake, and he's very, very broad, and this guy's like tall and skinny, and this guy's short and stocky, and yeah. So they've got different, you know, body styles going on, and this guy is the lanky guy of the group. Like I said, he's got the nice long legs, quite thin, you know, sort of very narrow sort of shoulder aesthetic going on. Quite cool looking robot. It's got a nice colour breakup with the blues, the whites, the reds, and bits of black. Looks really cool. And yeah, he's really, really good. Now, articulation. He's a halfway house between X and Y, because X, unfortunately, he's got like bog basic articulation. He's got like 9 points of articulation. He's got a head rotation. He's got like the shoulder, elbow, the thighs, and the knees. He's just got like 9 points of articulation. Very, very basic. Bit disappointing. Wish he could have had a bit more. And then you look at Tobot Z, who's got, you know, he's got, what was it? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's got loads. He's got bicep swivels. He's got a waist joint. He's got thigh swivels. You know, he's got all that going on. He's got, even though he's a chunky bot, he's got the moves. He can you know, throw some shapes. Xbox Y, bit of a halfway house. He's got a few extra joints on Tobot X. So what have we got? Well, we've got the head rotation, like so. Shoulders ratcheted. You can go up to there, go forwards to there. Now it does hit the backpack. Bring the arm out a bit, you can get a bit further. Elbow, nice deep elbow. I think that's due to transformation. It goes, you know, full crunch on the elbow. Nothing at the waist. The thighs or the hips. Go back that far. Go forwards that far. And you can do, you know, super splits, because in the show this guy does a lot of flying kick moves, and you can kind of get this guy into like a high kick pose, but because of the angle on the feet, he's so finely balanced, you cannot get him to stay up. He will just fall over. But he's got thigh swivels, which is more than I can be said for Tobot X, and he's got double jointed knees, so you got like 90 degrees on one joint, and then you could do another. I mean, if you move the wheel, you can get a super crunch going on with his legs. So he's got a bit more going on. than Tobot X, but he's all right articulation wise. Now, one other gimmick that these Tobot 2023 figures have is they have the well, you could call it a headmaster gimmick. They have instead of like in previous Tobot series, the core of the robot was like a ball that lived inside the chest. But in this show, they have what's called choroids, where the ball is actually inside a little mini chibi robot that forms the head of the figure. So to get him out, you just do that, and then you can just unclip him and bring him out. So usual thing, you have to fold the arms forward, flip open the head, turn around the visor, and there's Tobot Y in his choroid sort of chibi robot mode. It looks pretty cool. Again, he's got a slightly different aesthetic to the others. And let's get the others out quick. So yeah, then we've got all three of them, and again we've got the like the aesthetic, like Tobot Z is quite short and stocky. You've got Tobot X, who's somewhere in between, and then you've got the sort of the tallish, skinny one, Tobot Y. Now, I suppose you're wondering, are they interchangeable between the figures? And the answer is no. Unfortunately, because they've got different body shapes, they don't work in the other figures. I've tried, and they don't work. So that's a pity. There's no interchangeability between them. But yeah, to transform it back, you just flip the head round, fold back the arms, and then there's a little peg in the back of the cockpit seat if you want. And just plug it in. Doesn't plug in very firmly on this guy for some reason. I don't know why. And then you just bring that forwards, and there you go. You're done. So that's it. Not much more I can say about this guy. He's pretty cool. Nice robot mode. The alt mode looks very, very super deformed and distorted compared to the other two, but he's an okay figure. He's a great character in the show, and I got this guy for a decent price off G Market. Now that I've got this thing where I'm checking up on there's so many things you have to look for when you buy these things. You've got to make sure A, they've got the thing in stock, 1, they'll ship internationally, and 2, what's the shipping weight they're claiming on it. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can buy a figure that's slightly more expensive from a different seller, but if they're doing the cheaper shipping rate, then it's well worth going for that, because you will save money in the long run. So I'm kind of getting these figures for around about sort of like 45, 50 quid at the moment, which is more than acceptable to buy these things. But yeah, so got hold of Tobot 2023 Tobot Y. He's okay. He's all right. Again, he's sort of like a halfway house between the other two, because this guy. Oh, I've got to put the things back in. So yeah, Tobot X. He looks great, but unfortunately, due to the restricted articulation, he's a bit of a letdown. Yeah, Tobot Z. I mean, he's got everything going on. He's probably easily, in my opinion, the best out of the three figures. He's really, really cool. And then you got Tobot Y, who's somewhere in the middle. He looks pretty cool. His alt mode looks is a little bit too much like a toy car rather than a real car, in my opinion. But yeah, robot mode's pretty good. He's got a little bit more articulation than Tobot X, but yeah, so getting hold of these three. Oh. Getting hold of these three. The the three sort of Tobot brothers, so to speak, from the Tobot 2023. They're actually decent figures. They're really, really good, and worth a pop if you can afford to import them from Korea. So that's been my review of Tobot 2023 Tobot Y. Hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Too Far Wilderness. I'll catch you next time. Ta-da.